What a Pennsylvania moment we have going down in the Q102 studio right now. Buster being joined by Amanda Seyfried, OT The Real, repping PA in the Q102 studio right now. Happy Friday, guys.
Yeah.
Is it Friday?
It is Friday. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so wait, this is very exciting. So we got tons to talk about, including the brand new show hitting NBC Peacock, Long Bright River on March 13th. Very excited about this because the backdrop is Philadelphia, right?
Big time. Like you can't miss it.
Yeah, yeah, it's in there. Obviously, Amanda, this is a starring role for you to play a cop. We don't always see you in serious roles, but you've been known to do some comedy as well. Do you like this more? Do you like a more serious role?
I think I was looking for it based on the last project. I'm always trying to dip in and out and I need diversity in my roles or I'm going to get bored.
Sure.
And I think it wasn't that I wanted to play another kind of play in a dark, gritty world. It's that I wanted to play in Philadelphia. And I felt like I almost owed it to myself to go back to my roots in a way. And I had never played a cop because no one ever saw me as, oh, she could play a cop. Because
right.
I don't command, I don't have an authoritative bone in my body.
You look like one of them little Philly cops, though.
Dude, I do now. I totally do. And when I was meeting these female Philly cops, I was like, I am ripe for this. I am ready, and I'm going to do it, and I'm do it with, respect and dignity, and I'm going to have fun, and yeah.
And a little bit of grit. I definitely want to talk about how you got into this role a little bit, but going backwards, a lot of people don't realize that you're from Allentown, right?
Yeah.
You got these PA roots.
Big time. My roots go all the way back to, before the Civil War in Allentown.
Oh, yeah?
And I did one of those, I did that PBS show, Finding Your Roots, and I was like, God, I really am from Allentown. I couldn't be more from Allentown.
Yeah, well, you're through and through.
And it's Philly adjacent.
It is. You grew up with our sister station B104 out there.
Big time, yeah. B104. Oh my God, Casey Kasem on B104 because he was everywhere. But that was B104 was our station where we got the whole country, And then Q102 was a step further, but sometimes we didn't get Q102.
Yeah, not all the way up there.
When we did, we were golden.
So you come down to Philly with what, your friends, your family? What's your stories of coming to Philly?
Concerts, always concerts. I saw Les Miserables for the first time in Philly, regional theater, or the tour. And then I would do the Franklin Institute with Girl Scouts. I'd do the sleepovers there, or the sleep-ins, whatever they call it. I would just come to Philly for any kind of culture. I would go to King of Prussia a lot. I know that's not sense.
Yeah.
King of Prussia was a yearly jaunt after Christmas with our Christmas money. Jaunt. And does that make sense?
Well, I think it's the difference. You're not saying John.
I'm not saying John.
Right.
I don't think anybody says that in the show. Wasn't that a rule?
Proper. They say John.
I was curious about this. So, Long Bright River, taking place in Philadelphia, based on the New York Times best-selling novel. Was the novel taking place in Philly?
Yeah.
Big time.
Okay. So was there questions where the filmmakers or the crew would come to you and be like, hey, would somebody say this?
Yeah.
Would people say this here?
Yeah, definitely. And then they also made it so we were comfortable, offering information hey, just so you know, this and this would authenticate it a little more. And, they were very receptive of it. You know what I mean? There's a few things, I ain't going to say what, but there's things that were added in, on the whim.
Oh, you play a guy named Doc. You're a drug dealer in this show, is that right?
I guess so, man.
Being a fan of your music and your intensity and your passion level, when I first heard this, I was like, you know what? I don't know if that's much of a stretch in terms of character. I think he knows how to handle that grit of a drug dealer in Kensington, right?
No, it was a good, it was definitely, I still when someone else writes stuff and you got to read it, it's not like your lyrics, when you could say your lyrics, but when someone else is writing and how you talk and stuff, you just got to get it down a little bit. But once you get it comfortable, it's the same atmosphere.
Amanda, be honest, how'd he do?
Oh my God, it was incredible.
Yeah?
He was not just the actor, he was the consultant as well. And I think it was fate. I think I know that you can act too. I mean, you do these music videos and you're really in it and you believe everything you're saying, but it is true to you. But you were playing a character and you did flawlessly, I think. And it was like, you can see it in the show. I mean, it's very grounded, and you just bring your own vibe. You're singular, and it's like, and it's really cool that you understand the area as well as you do, because we need that to ground the show, because we didn't shoot this in Philly.
Right. Was it New York?
It was New York, and we were. I mean, it looks like Philly. It feels like Philly. We did have a lot of, drone work in Philly and car work in Philly, but it wasn't. We needed OT. We needed locals to make it work, and you flew. It was so, but it's a hard role. It's a big role.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I walked in there and I'm seeing just to shoot our first scene, and I look on the walls and there's like graffiti from Kensington artists, and I'm in Brooklyn. I'm like, how is this even? Boom, we're shooting. You know what I mean? I don't even have time to think about it after the scene. I'm like, yo, that's my boy's tag. That's my man Boo's tag and stuff like that. And I'm looking up, and it was real surreal how it all came together, like she said. You know what I mean?
Because that was they committed so hard to it. Liz Moore, she lives here, and it needed to be as real as possible.
Yeah, shout out Liz Moore.
You talk about committing to the role. You mentioned taking ride-alongs with cops. How'd that go?
I mean, here's the thing. It was so informative. It was very intense, and man, I got so much out of the time I spent with especially these two female cops. They have their kids. They go to work. They balance their life. It's like, it was a real good eye-opening experience for an actor who just plays a bunch of people. Like, I don't know this world. I respect this world. I don't know it, but I have to portray it in the right way. And these women, oh my God, the way they spoke to people, the way they handle certain things like traffic stops. At first I was like, okay, this is kind of boring. But this is any day on the job. It could turn in an instant. And you know what? It turned in an instant. We had a
what happened?
We had a wellness check, and it wasn't good. It sucked. It was horrible.
I guess something like that shows you that in a police officer's day, it can go from pushing paperwork for a stoplight, violation, to finding a corpse.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them.
Yeah.
And there's like anything. There's the ones that are working for us and the ones that aren't. And I play one that's working for us. That's looking out for the neighborhood.
I did get to check out the trailer for Long Bright River, and as I do anytime I'm on YouTube, I had to go into the comments to see what people are saying, to see how.
Oh God!
No, this is good.
That's a no for me.
I ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. A couple people talking about how, as a Philadelphian, this one person says, I gotta say how weird it is that over the last few years there's been so much in the Philly area as far as content. Do you feel like Hollywood is starting to go, hey, what's going on in Philly? Is that a thing?
I think that it's because the most authentic scenes you're gonna see are in Philadelphia. I think that's what it is. You see all the rappers coming here to check in with certain rappers in their neighborhoods. It's just not the same anywhere else. You know what I mean? It's different out here. If you lived in a few different cities on the East Coast, you'll see that Philly's very, it's unique. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in Kensington. You won't see a scene like that anywhere else. You definitely won't. I've been, Methadone Mile in Boston and out in LA and everything like that. It's nasty, but Philly's different. That stretch, that Kensington, Frankfurt stretch is different. It's like a free-for-all kind of, you know what I mean? So.
And it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience if you're just visiting here and seeing something like that. Also, in the comment section for the trailer, you talk about your first time playing a cop. Comment right here. Amanda Seyfried in a cop show? I'm in.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's also just, that's what's so crazy about the show. You can't really define it. It's not a cop show. It's not necessarily a thriller. It's like a drama about the shit that goes down in a real city.
It's a Kensington story. It's a typical Kensington story, up and down and insane. You know what I mean? But realistic. Nothing that's like, oh, come on. I don't even watch movies that are like not realistic. Like I'm into like crime dramas when I watch stuff, and like this is something I'd watch.
And they didn't overdo the Philly. There wasn't like, hey, I'll take a whiz-wit hoagie.
No. If anything, it was, you'll see, but it was subtle and very. I think it was well put. You'll see though.
There are mummers.
There are mummers.
There will be mummers. There will be
true mummers.
Oh, that's
and
great.
We didn't have enough money to like have a parade scene.
So you just have a couple drunk people in paint.
It's a couple, yeah, exactly. We had like, I don't know, 30 people to make it seem like it was a part of the parade, but we had to portray it.
Uh-oh. What was that?
It's my donkey calling.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Is that your ringtone?
Timing.
What?
I'm so sorry I didn't silent my phone. It's my ringtone. It's a donkey.
It's a donkey?
Yeah.
Is that like a specific person's
Nope.
ringtone?
It's all people.
Just always?
Yep.
Okay.
You call me donkey.
Just know.
Yeah, just know
you
you're
call.
an ass.
Know what you're doing.
Also, of course, lots of questions when I mentioned that you guys were coming in the studio. Of course, Mean Girls comes up. So, will you be in the next one?
You know, it's the truth is to be sold, not to be told. We'll see. We'll see how mean they want it to be.
Right. Yeah, a real Kensington version.
Oh man.
Long Bright River, is that the Schuylkill? Is that what they're referring to there?
I think they're referring to the Delaware River. But it's also a metaphor for veins.
Oh.
Yeah. But we have music. You've got some music in this, right?
Yeah, there'll be some good tunes, some local tunes in Long Bright River from some of your favorite artists in the area.
Yeah.
Like you?
Including OT the Real.
Including OT the Real.
Yeah.
And you had a new album out last 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we just dropped The Devil You Know out now everywhere.
Isn't it crazy how much music you put? How are you doing all of this?
Just gotta keep going.
How do you keep getting inspired though? Like you make your project from
Yeah.
right? No, but like you make your project. You come from the area. You come from the grit. You come from the streets. But then you start to work. You start to get into making shows and making albums, and all of a sudden you become a little bit more established in the Hollywood world. But you still got to keep that core to where you came from.
I think I'm in a good position because I'm still dropping music. It's not like I'm stopping dropping music, but I definitely want to take this on full time and make this what I do as well. So I'm not gonna like slow down on one for the other. I'm just gonna go twice as hard. That's it.
How versatile would you say you guys are? So if it was day one of shooting Long Bright River and they went, hey, guys, we were thinking, what if you're the cop and you're the drug dealer? Could you guys just switch it up like that?
I think you could.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I think you've just seen enough. You've seen a lot.
I've seen enough.
Your story. I don't know how familiar you are with his story, but it's incredible. Like he's like one of the most solid human beings that I've ever met. Like we're the same age too. Like this guy is. You cannot be but you are just who you are in every moment, and I'm so in awe of like what you've managed to create in your life. Like you have from my standpoint, you have a great life. You've got kids. You've got, your work. You've got the passion still. You've been through hell and back, and like now you're doing something new. So if you needed to play a cop tomorrow, you could.
Yeah, I feel like I could execute any role, and that's the thing about the show is like the area that it's about is such a unique place because they say that about a lot of cities. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But Kensington and just Philly in general, if you stay disciplined, you'll come up through it. And that you see Philadelphians, they're real proud, you know what I'm saying? You come up through it and you like who you are. You kind of like who it makes you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Philly, I didn't know I was coming to Kensington when I came to Philly. I was on the run. This is just where somebody said I could stay. You know what I'm saying? I started pushing the rap, you know what I mean? Went to jail, came home, did the rap again, and didn't let anything else get in the way,
And who knew how much of that would become your story and then ultimately your success story? Yeah. You mentioned kids. So I'm having my first kid in life.
Congrats.
Well, actually, I'm not having it. My wife is.
Oh, okay.
But
That's even better. That's better.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Right,
So you hit it really well.
Yeah, right. So that's happening this summer. Little advice from you guys as a first-time parent. Let's go.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you're not gonna sleep, but that's okay.
Is that right? No sleep?
You'll figure that out. It'll make it work.
Yeah. Strong like bull.
Yeah, make sure you get some time away.
What do you mean?
I mean, give yourself some time, like an hour or two each day to not have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, like go in the garage and drink a beer?
Totally, exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. Put on some football.
Yeah, like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day.
Yeah, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be there all the time.
No, shout out to all the the parents that allow us to people to work. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna catch no luck if you're in the house. You got to be outside for it to rain on you. You know what I'm saying? So whoever's there holding the fort down, in this case, your lady. You know what I mean? It's gonna count how you're there right now, man. So just.
Damn, he just talks poetry like this all day.
Just don't sleep. Just don't sleep.
Don't sleep. And if you've got parents, let them help
they got
you
her
out.
parents live like 4 minutes away.
Yeah,
so.
Yep, that's it. 4 minutes.
Honestly,
is good.
it's like it's gonna be really hard, but you're gonna be in awe of her.
Wow.
Like really, the moms, it's just they kill it.
And just remember, you're wrong, and that's it.
That's a good point, right? When in doubt, you're wrong. I asked Ludacris a question about, it was like the week before I got married, and I asked him, I was like, you got any new married advice? And he goes, all I'm going to say is be proactive, not reactive. Is that right?
Wow.
Don't be too proactive in the wrong way, I guess.
Yeah, well,
a lot of pressure. I'm kidding.
Thanks for
no mistakes.
Yeah.
Not allowed. No, it's fine. Have humility. You're gonna F up.
Yep.
Because you're gonna not be sleeping, and you guys are gonna just want to keep this little, beautiful human being alive, and that's hard enough. Just keep it simple.
Just keep it alive.
Keep
you
it alive.
gotta facilitate this thing so that when you can't make money anymore, it can take care of you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta facilitate this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This is who's
Work
gonna
it,
have
baby.
your back.
Yeah, I need to put this little kid to work already.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not doing that enough. Thank you, OT.
Hey, you guys are awesome. I want to thank you so much for popping by. Of course, Long Bright River hitting Peacock on March 13th. You guys excited for the big kind of premiere of this?
Yeah, I would love to. It's truly special. I would not be sitting. I mean, we're in Philly right now.
And then, you look at the cast, when I looked at it and I got off, I'm looking at just the TV I watch. You got dude from The Wire in there, just from, these people have been in other things too, but I'm saying from what I've seen. A guy from The Sopranos in there, a guy from The Wire in there, people from shows I watch, you know what I'm saying? So, guy from Ray Donovan on there. And like I said, these people have done bigger roles than what I'm saying, but that's just what I know. I'm like, oh shit, these are like my favorite shows on TV, The Sopranos, The Wire.
And then
Ray
what's
Donovan.
cool is I'm also seeing local content creators like Malik Joe. running
Oh,
around.
hell
man.
yeah. He killed it.
Yeah,
He's
he
in
crushed
there?
it.
He killed it.
Yeah, that's in person who didn't have to try, probably. He's just himself. That's just how he is. He's good.
I don't think he knows any other way than just being him.
No, that dude's good.
Oh no,
He's good.
he shows up in that. I think he's in the last episode. He shows up.
Oh.
And then James Poyser did the music.
Yeah, shout out James Poison.
He
man.
composed this.
There's so much exciting stuff in this show, and it is Pennsylvania through and through, especially with you two being in the building.
Oh, by the way, also,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but there's a scene where we go to a Thanksgiving dinner, and they were like, pray the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, to have that, because they aired that commercial before the game started. You know what I
so
mean?
the commercial for this aired before the Super
there
Bowl?
was I'm not gonna
And
say
we shot it
commercial.
last
It was
year,
showed
so,
on social media that I saw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was the living room scene. I'm not in that scene, so it was like the first time I saw that
Then
scene.
he lost.
Yeah.
him.
And not only they win, it was belt to ass.
Yeah, they whooped their.
They smacked the shit
Yeah.
out of those red and whites.
red and yellow and white Chiefs.
Whatever. I don't know where they're from, but they didn't do well, did they?
No, they didn't score enough points.
No, they
Yeah,
didn't score
it
enough
turns
points,
out
and
that
that's
you
what I
need-
know.
Turns out that you need to score the most points to win the Super Bowl. I know.
I know.
Crazy.
I
That's
grew
life.
up watching the Eagles because my cousins my one cousin who I'm still like super tight with, who lives actually in Reading, was just like the biggest Eagles fan of all time, and all I did was watch. I was sitting around football, and I never really understood it until now.
And that's it.
And that's all you need to know.
Bye.
Amanda Seyfried, OT, thank you so much for joining me in this moment.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Long Bright River, March 13th. Peacock, baby.
Shout out to Allentown as well.
Shout out to Allentown.
If you're listening.
Yeah, man. Philly. Let's go.